I never supported a national ban. I did when I was running for Senate in 2022 talk about setting some minimum national standard. For example, we have a partial birth abortion ban in place in this country at the federal level. I don't think anybody's trying to get rid of that, or at least I hope not, though I know that Democrats have taken a very radical pro-abortion stance.
How can we as a nation say that your life and your rights, as basic as the right to control your own body, is determined on geography?
Vice presidential candidates Senator J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz faced off in a national debate. Each candidate voiced varying levels of support for legalized abortion. With less than a month into the election, the latest debate finds that the pro-life movement lacks any real support from either party. The Democratic candidates are pushing federal abortion protections with no limits, and Republican candidates have steadily inched backwards on their once aggressive pro-life stances. J.D. Vance, a convert to Catholicism, formerly said that the cause was the most important one worth fighting for, but has since said he would allow access to the abortion pill. During the debate, he avoided taking any strong pro-life positions, pushing pro-family policies, and reiterating the Trump campaign lingo of leaving it up to the states.
As a Republican who proudly wants to protect innocent life in this country, who proudly wants to protect the vulnerable, is that my party, we've got to do so much better of a job at earning the American people's trust back. I want us to support fertility treatments. I want us to make it easier for moms to afford to have babies. I want it to make it easier for young families to afford a home so they can afford a place to raise that family. And I think there's so much that we can do on the public policy front just to give women more options. Let voters make these decisions. Let the individual states make their abortion policy.
Pro-life leader Lila Rose tweeting out that Vance lost the high ground and backing down on life will not help him this election. President Trump tweeting during the debate in part that he would not support a federal ban on abortion. He added that he supports abortion for rape, incest, and for the life of the mother, and that he does not support late-term abortion. David Bereit, founder of 40 Days for Life and pro-life strategist, joins us now for analysis on the debate. David, in the debate, Tim Walz denied that his state allows abortion in the 9th month, despite the state reporting that 5 abortion procedures resulted in a born-alive infant who died shortly after. Can you talk about the reality of late-term abortions that few media outlets seem to want to acknowledge?
You bet. And thank you so much for the opportunity to share the truth about this. You know, this past week, even the Washington Post, not a friend to the pro-life movement, acknowledged that 9 states, including Minnesota, Governor Walz's state, and the District of Columbia, allow abortion no matter the stage of development of the fetus up until the very moment of birth. And they acknowledged late-term abortion is real. It is happening. And so why is it that the Harris-Walz campaign is trying so hard to avoid talking about it? And why is the secular media running cover for them? It's because they know 90% of American voters, including those who are so-called pro-choice, oppose late-term abortion. And when people learn what late-term abortion is, it's a gruesome, barbaric practice. It is indefensible. And yet the abortion industry continues to perpetrate this crime against humanity. So it is important for those of us who know the truth to be able to expose and be vigilant in exposing the reality that late-term abortions are happening and share with people that this is what the Harris-Walz campaign is advocating for: unlimited abortion anytime, paid for by you and me, the American taxpayer.
Yeah, and religious freedom got a strong mention relating to forcing religious groups to provide abortions. Take a listen.
Some of what we've seen. Do you want to force Catholic hospitals to perform abortions against their will? Because Kamala Harris has supported suing Catholic nuns to violate their freedom of conscience.
Vance paints a grim picture for religious orders and Catholic institutions. Do you think we'll have to fight abortion mandates once again?
I think it's a very real threat when you have one side of the presidential ticket that wants unlimited abortion at all times, paid for by the taxpayer funding. They also want to impose that ideology on everyone. And we look at just what has happened during the Biden-Harris campaign and during their administration. We've seen weaponized government agencies targeting peaceful pro-lifers at gunpoint, arresting them, putting people in jail for more than a year, trying to impose abortion ideologies on pharmacies and Catholic hospitals and schools and religious orders, and trying to have mandates of contraception for those who are ideologically opposed to it. There is a lot at stake in this election, and it's important for all of us to vote for candidates who will not do everything they can to foist abortion onto every corner of the nation and maximize the harm caused to women and children. And instead, we need to vote for those who will limit the harm to women and to children. And for the future, we need to work to raise up better candidates who will advocate for the truth, the beauty, and the goodness of the dignity of the human person, the foundation of Catholic social teaching, and will champion that when they run for office and when they are in elected positions.
Well said. J.D. Vance listed all of the usual reasons society tells women that having children is a burden, while he was trying to advocate for pro-life family policies. Here's a clip.
So many young women would love to have families. So many young women also see an unplanned pregnancy as something that's going to destroy their livelihood, destroy their education, destroy their relationships. And we have got to earn people's trust back. And that's why Donald Trump and I are committed to pursuing pro-family policies.
David, how can we change this narrative?
Yeah. First of all, we have to recognize that J.D. Vance has a strong pro-life track record. Donald Trump appointed the justices that overturned Roe versus Wade. However, the way they're playing this very politically and defensively, we have to change that narrative. And the way we do this is we tell the stories of women and children who are being helped this very moment by our nation's pregnancy centers and maternity ministries. More than 2,000 strong, coast to coast, these heroic ministries are helping women who are facing, yes, challenges of unexpected pregnancy, but they are walking with them, providing support and help so they don't make a decision they'll regret for a lifetime, an abortion decision, and so they can have a child that has a chance at life. We got to tell these stories better, and we got to help educate our candidates to tell these stories better. Moms who pursue pregnancy, who deliver a child, even in the midst of difficult circumstances, they are heroes, and we have to help more moms be heroes.
Amen. David Bereit, founder of 40 Days for Life, thank you.
You bet.